Hey everyone, look on the screen. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous sister. She was a nurse. And unfortunately, she is no longer with us. The family is stating that basically um, it had to have been someone that she knew. And it makes me stop and think, if it was someone that she knew, who the heck do you think it could have been? My guess is a man. So I'm going to go ahead and show the clip. This seems to be the everyday occurrence in Blackistan. Ladies, I'm just here to warn um, on this channel. This happens every day. It is pretty much the norm. And we already know who, when the individuals are murdered, the robberies and murdering of the women and the children and the elderly being victimized, we already know who it is. And let me tell you something. These guys, they're not going to let up. They're not going to let up. The mammies and some of their baby mamas are going to, men, stick with these men to the end. Look on the first 48. Sometimes they go and find them, and where are they? At their mama's house, grandmama's house, baby mama. They will shelter these criminals. So this day and age, I want to also just kind of caution, even for young women that are moving. I just saw something, it's not new, but the lady had basically bought a house, and it was a nice house. The area seemed fine, you know. And basically what happened was, you have to even be careful of other women, because there was a crackhead, okay? Some black men were pretty much scoping it out. You know how it is. A woman will accomplish something, and these black women, they're going to take care of their son, Cletus. Oh, they're going to take care of Cletus. Now, black woman, you got to get out and make your own way. But that's okay, because guess what? We're already doing it. They have no idea, by them petting up their sons and coddling them, they've made us a heck of a lot stronger. And you can call it whatever you want to call it, but I can bet you, let's go ahead. Let's do a poll. The industrious black women, there are more industrious black women than black men that just started. I don't mean somebody in sports, okay? I don't mean that. I mean hardworking in general. So basically, sometimes people try to use you and get you down. They're just making you very independent, okay? Well, we can survive. So we truly are survivors. Now, I'm not referring to the mammies, and mammies too, they're survivors, because number one, they're having to provide for themselves and provide for their sons. That they really are. I've seen one. It's like, this is the girl's baby daddy. Man has 8 children. At that time, 30 years old, 8 children, living in his mother's house and not working. And she's okay with it. That's her son. Let her tell it. He's handsome, of course. These girls, they getting pregnant by my son. No, after number 2, I will let him know, you're gonna have to go. You gotta do something. You're not. First of all, you're not staying here free. They are afraid to let these men be men. So keep in mind. I'm sorry, I digress. So back to what I was saying before. Women, you have to really be careful, because some crackheads, these men had noticed this black woman, and she had, I don't know if she bought the house or anything, but anyway, she had this nice dwelling. It was a family home. And what they did, they put a crackhead up to knock on a woman's door. Okay. They lived in the neighborhood, in their mama's house, as usual. They put a crackhead to knock on the door. And when she opened the door, guess what happened? They bomb rushed. So the area may send much that you're moving into, newsflash, somebody you do not know, we can talk to the door or use some kind of mechanism, but just don't, the worst thing to do is to open up the door. They will even use these ghetto trash women to set you up. And the woman, I believe she may have been, yeah, she was killed. She opened up the door, so that they knew, this kind of woman, she's going to see one of them. Yeah, because you're the ones on the news committing all these crimes. So no one's going to see Cletus that they don't know and open up the door, because you already know what's up. So they try to get clever, nothing new. Use a female, put a female out front. Real quick. I remember know if I told you this story before. There was an elderly woman, even me, times get desperate. People do desperate things. So Mima, I remember she showed up and she knocked on the door, rang the doorbell, and she's like, "Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm so scared. Seems like somebody's following me." So I'm like, she's an older woman, had that little polyester suit on with that little purse, her little pocketbook. And she's like, "I'm so scared. I'm so scared." She's like, somebody's following me. So I look out. I don't see anyone. I'm looking to the left, to the right. I don't see anyone. So then I was like, okay, I don't see anyone. So somebody's following her. I don't see a car. I see nothing. There's nobody else around. And I'm like, okay, either she's cuckoo. And the first thing that hit my mind, I said, this might be a trick. So as she's walking closer on the sidewalk, they might be watching somewhere that I can't see. Okay, they could be. And then as she gets in, if they don't see her, then they might come and bomb rush me. So the first thing I did, I'm like, I don't see anyone. And my sensors kind of went off like, something's not right. So I said, wait a minute, stay here. Because she was approaching the porch at the time where I was. I said, stay here. I said, I'm going to go ahead and call the police. I'm going to call 911. Keep in mind, she's like, oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. It's like somebody's following me. I'm so scared. When I said, wait a minute, I'm going to go ahead and call 911, she went from, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. It's like somebody's following me. And she changed to, when I said I'm calling 911, she goes, well, I didn't want you to get them all involved. I didn't ask you for all of that. I didn't want them to get involved. I didn't ask you. And I was like, whoa, I just stopped. And I knew then it was a trick. If you're so scared, I'm not going to pull out something to protect myself and you. I'm not going to play Gunsmoke Honey or Wired Up, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to play that. If there's an issue, we can call the police. And she changed up that quick. I didn't ask you to do all that to get them involved. And I was like, oh, my intuition, I believe, was right. She was going to play this little game with me, Ma, and by her being older in that little polyester church suit and her little vinyl pocketbook, she was probably more than likely going to try to get inside. And then once she's inside, guess what? Boom, to be her grandson. So my point is, these crooks will stop at nothing. They will become very clever. They can't think to go get a job and work hard. They can't do that. But they will think really quick on how to run a con. We have to be aware. So I don't care if Mima is showing up. No, we're not letting you in. We're going to go ahead and just call 911. We can holler through the door. Don't worry, I'm calling the police right now. They're on their way. See what happens. See what happens. So check this out. Beautiful woman. She's a nurse doing something with her life. And this has happened. Fair use.
Searching for a killer. The victim, a nurse who spent hours working the front lines during the pandemic. CBS 2's Corey James spoke with the woman's family.
We're just distraught. We're just broken.
I want justice for my sister. She don't deserve it.
This Long Island family is grief-stricken. Their loved one, 46-year-old Sandra McIntosh, murdered not far from her home in Medford. Suffolk County Police say she was found stabbed about 4 miles away along Woodland Avenue around 8 o'clock Thursday night in Holtsville.
Someone heard her scream, help, help, and call the ambulance, and they picked her up and rushed her to Stony Brook, where she passed away.
Sophia Kane says her sister died at the same hospital that she worked at as a registered nurse for 5 years, including countless hours treating COVID patients during the height of the pandemic.
She gets letters from patients.
McIntosh's family left trying to understand how this could happen to someone who they say had a heart of gold.
Sandra's amazing. She's just so giving, loving. Like, she's happy. She's a great person. Like, for this to happen to her is not right.
She'll give you the last. That's the type of person she is.
Lit candles and flowers lined the street where this mother, daughter, and sister to 4 siblings was found, a sight that brings too much pain to her son, who has a message for the killer.
Out of respect, turn yourself in.
The entire family echoing that same sentiment.
You will get caught.
Hoping the person responsible will be arrested and brought to justice.
You can run, but you can't hide, and God is not sleeping.
And police are not releasing specific details about this deadly stabbing or information about a suspect. However, family members tell us that person is someone who their loved one knew. Right now, authorities are looking for McIntosh's SUV, which is a white Lexus RX 350. And Holtz.
You heard what they said. It's someone that she knew. Who could that have been? I'm guessing to say her man, a boyfriend, someone she may have dated. It could be someone, these idiots can't take rejection. It could be someone that she met or that she encountered and she was not interested, and, they'll kill you. This is what's happening in society. These men, I'm telling you, and you wonder, what is the entitlement coming from? Because no offense, the majority of them don't have anything. Now, I'm not talking about the ones that's hard working, take care of their families, but the ones that go off like this here, this entitlement is coming from the community, people. It's coming from the mammies. The mammies let them have their way. Everybody has to go to work hard, and have something. The mammies like, oh, no, you can stay here, Cletus. I got you. Get himself together. He'll be 35 years old, getting himself together. Then when they commit crimes, guess what happens? We look the other way. Look the other way. My mama told me about her neighbor, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. In an apartment complex, she comes home from work, and she had dated some guy. She comes home from work, and her neighbor tells her a black man who was at home, because she said he was getting the unemployment. So think, you've got this kind of rapport where your neighbor's not working, he's on unemployment. Okay? Comes home. The neighbor meets her in the as she's coming in the parking lot and tells her, oh, you might want to call the police. I think you've been robbed. She's like, what? He said, yeah, I've been at home all day, and I've been seeing a guy in your apartment taking our stuff through the window, the bedroom window. And my thing is, why didn't he call the police? I don't want to get involved. He'd been going in and out all day. And pretty much the guy took everything that was of value, except her sofa and her bed. But he was taking things like TVs, game console, things like that. And she couldn't believe it. And she figured out that she let him spend the night. And she thinks that while she was in the shower, that he must have unlocked the window. And so all he had to do, because he left when she left, so she thought. She's like, okay, I'm going to work. You got to go. Because he wasn't, he was a cute guy, got a little felonious character. And so she's like, no, he left when I left. And she's like, how could he have gotten in? Because the door was locked and there was a window, so it explains it. He must have unlocked the window, and then when she left, he must have circled back, because she was like, no, he left when I left. He must have circled back, took the screen off, and moved her things out. And you got a grown behind man, a black man that's supposed to be your neighbor, sitting and watching. You couldn't call the police and just tell the police anonymously, here's the address, his apartment, my neighbor's going to work. You couldn't do that. Stood and watched. But when she gets in, you want to talk about, you might want to call the police. Way to go. Way to go. So you think about it. What if someone encountered her, a man he was interested in, and maybe she was not interested? He could have done that. He could have done it. They're saying it's someone that she knows, or she breaks it off with him. He could have done that. Why? Some of these studies feel so entitled. Because the baby mama's is perpetuating, holding them up, not going to make him be responsible. And the mammy, he always has a place to lay that dusty, empty, dumb head of his. Always. Then when they commit crimes in the black community, we don't want to say anything because we don't want to get nobody in trouble until it comes your way. So then the dusty already knows. He feels like Superman. He's defeated now when it comes to the outside world. But in the hood, the black community, he feels like Superman. Man, I can do whatever I want. I said my mom, my baby mom, my big mom, my aunt, I ain't got to do nothing. They're going to give him some money, going to roll in somebody's car. He can go commit a crime. They might film it for Facebook, but ain't nobody going to go and say anything. He can do whatever the heck he want to do. Then comes that entitlement. Think about it. A lot of these men, they've been feeding off females for so long. Mama, sister, big mama, baby mama. That's what they do. Without some of these black women, oh my God, they'd be like little babies, or they have to force to grow up. It's either do or die, sink or swim. sink or swim. So they feel entitled. So then think about it. Just rationalize. Your mama let you have your baby mama, big mama. You can do whatever you want to the black community as long as it's not positive. Okay? And we just look the other way and just, oh, that's just we don't want to get a black man in trouble. Oh, no, no, no. It's already hard for them. Well, let's be real. They're making it hard for a lot of people in the community. So then they encounter someone beautiful like this here. He may have this entitlement. He might have a job lower than hers, or may not have a job, just not interested. Next thing you know, he feels entitled in his dusty mind. He feels entitled because the women in his life, they've allowed that. This is what they have built. So then you're not interested. Oh, you think you're something? You think you're better with your degree? Get stabbed, killed, get murdered. This is their MO. And you already know. So they say it's someone that she knows. And the vehicle's missing. Yeah, I'm willing to say I bet you a dime to $1. I bet you a share of AMD stock. It's a black man. Killing our best and brightest. Not that they should kill anyone, but they're killing our best and brightest. I'm telling you, it's like they put a target. If you're trying to accomplish something, they will come after you. Gotta be careful. If you ain't feeling somebody, oh, I don't want to be rude, bump that. It's all about you. So, beautiful woman, look at the devastation left behind. The devastation left behind our beautiful sister. So, thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Stay safe. Ladies, it's all about us. It's all about us. These dusties, they'll even kill men. They just saw a video of a black man, nice vehicle. He gets robbed for 2 chains. Stop wearing the chains, please. $20,000, 2 chains. Fool just comes in daylight and just takes it from him. He sees that black man has something. Dusty, mad, bitter, angry. And best of that, because if not, they will shoot you and just take it. So, yeah, this here. Dusties bring trauma. They love drama. The financial implications is too much dust. Too many dusties in the nation. I'm out.